Gabby, what's different about this sort of problem? The fractions. We've dealt with fractions before. What specifically is different about it? So what we want to find out what x is, correct? Yeah. Where is x right now? In the numerator or the denominator? And it's on both sides, correct? So the priority is getting that out of the denominator. So I'm just going to look at one side of the equation and then we're going to try and do the same to both sides. So Riley, how could I potentially get rid of the x in the denominator on the left-hand side?
On the left-hand side?
I just want to get rid of it from the left-hand side.
Just the x?
Well, whatever I need to do to get rid of it from the bottom. Is adding something going to help?
Yeah.
Subtracting something going to help? What will help? Timesing it by?
X.
Can't just do x bar because x isn't going to get rid of it.
It's in a bracket, so you have to do x plus 2.
So I can times both sides by x plus 2. I can do that, correct? But I have to do it to the other side, don't I? What happens to the x plus 2's? They cancel out. So now I'm left with 1 is greater than x plus 2 divided by 10 minus x.
Wait. You need x plus 2 greater than x plus 2 divided by and take x.
X plus 2 is greater than what?
On the left top, why did you cancel out the multiple and multiply that?
Why did I cancel out this?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got it wrong.
That's right. Anything divided by itself is 1, isn't it? So I'm just pick a number, it doesn't matter. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 divided by 9. 9 plus 2 is? 11 divided by 11 is? Doesn't matter what it is, correct?
Why didn't you put the x plus 2 near where the 10 minus x is?
I was just showing that I'm multiplying it to both sides.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Which I could extend that bracket, couldn't I? I could make that along there. Yes, Jerry?
Wouldn't times the top, would times the type thing by
Well, what have I done to the... If you're going to pick a fraction, right? Let's say you've got half. Let's deal with half dollars. What's half a dollar? If I've got 3 lots of half a dollar, what's that? $1.50, 1.5, correct? Is that 3 times 1 divided by 3 times 2? Or is that 3 times 1 divided by 2? Have a think about that scenario where I'm multiplying 3 lots of a half. What is that? As a fraction? 3 over 2. So what have I multiplied? Just the top or the top and the bottom? I had 1 on 2 as my original fraction, correct? So I've just multiplied the top, correct? So when I'm multiplying this side by x plus 2, I'm just multiplying the top. If you want a more holistic justification, x plus 2 can be represented as x plus 2 over 1, and then it's just top by top, bottom by bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way we get to this point here, Abby. What's the problem now? The 10 minus x, why is that a problem? There's 2 x's, and where's the second one? On the bottom. Do we want it on the bottom? How do we get rid of that? We times by? Can't times by x. X isn't going to help us. What's itself? 10 minus x. Can we do it just to one side? Have to do it to both sides, so we times this side's by 10 minus x. What happens to the 10 minus x is on the right hand side? They cancel out and we're left with 10 minus x. Do I need the brackets anymore?
No.
This is greater than?
X plus 2.
Can I solve that?
Yeah.
How do I solve that?
include plus x on both sides.
Yep, so I add x to both sides. Why do I do that?
So you can have x on one side only.
I want to get rid of the x's on one side. Anytime I'm dealing with a negative, that's the side I want to get rid of. So pick the bigger value and go to that side. Who prefers dealing with positives? Most people prefer to deal with positive value, so we can try and take the largest value, take the x's to that side. So we've got positive 1 and negative 1. We want to take it to the positive 1 side. We cancel our x's there. What are we left with?
N is greater than 2x plus 2.
10 is greater than 2x plus 2. What do I do now? Riley?
Take away 2 from the right and left.
I'm left with
A is greater than 2x.
x is greater than
4.
Very good. Sweet. So essentially all I've done is use my manipulation skills, my transposing equation skills, to get x by itself. Now there are a few steps to it. The first step was getting it off the bottom, because I don't want it in the denominator. I want my x in the numerator, and then I was all about getting x to one side and then rearranging from there. Sweet. We're going to look at algebraic fractions in a couple of minutes. It's probably a little bit easier than this, but that's a good point to start for your education task.